Hey there, Jeff with Practically Tactical. I'm here with Andrew of SureFire, and he's going to introduce some of the new product lines for 2016. Right now, we're at the 2016 SHOT Show. Andrew, thanks a lot for coming on.
I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, man. A lot of cool stuff, so let's try to go through this.
Sure thing. Yeah, lots to cover. A lot of exciting new stuff. So first up here, we have the Sidekick. And this is launched about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. It's an Amazon exclusive currently. It's a keychain light, lithium-ion rechargeable. It uses a micro USB to charge it. It's a 10mm faceted reflector. It gives you a really nice, wide, even beam pattern. 3 outputs, 5 lumens, 50 lumens, and 300.
Wow.
So really bright for such a little package, super practical. You know, the best light's the one that you always have with you, and this
right.
is on your keys, you always have it when you need it. So very excited. MSRP on that guy is right around $80, and again, it's an exclusive with Amazon currently. However, it will be opened up to our entire dealer network probably in a couple months or so.
That's really neat.
Yeah, we're really excited about
I'm just going to say that about every product. I'm going to be like, that's really neat. Because
that's neat.
That's neat. We're huge, as you guys know, SureFire proponents, and we use them on all our guns, our pistols, our rifles, shotguns. So
awesome. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
So up next is a V1 Vampire. You may have seen it before, but it's been upgraded this year. So the white light output has been upgraded on the 3-volt or the 1-battery Vampire lights up to 250 lumens.
Okay.
And on the 2-battery Vampire lights, the 6 volts, it's up to 350 lumens. So a big upgrade as far as white light output goes. So you can see.
Wow.
Much better. Beam pattern's also been improved with the newer LEDs.
And that's a cookie tail cap.
Yes, it's a clicky tail cap. Again, just in case you're not familiar with what the Vampire series is, there's 2 different spectrums of light. So for those that use night vision, whether it's hunting or the tactical world, you have the capability of having a white light. And if you want to switch over to IR, you just pull and twist. There's an off position in the middle, and then you can go over to the IR.
Wow.
So for this handheld model, you do have the 2 outputs. You have a low and then a high. And then for the weapon light models, of course, they're single output, just the high. Moving on.
Whoa, this is fancy.
It is. We have the Freedom Alliance Fury. So it's our Fury handheld, one of our most popular handhelds. Has a really good 600 lumen high output, beautiful beam pattern. And we're teaming up with the Freedom Alliance to do a fundraising light. So, you know, a portion of the proceeds go towards that charity.
Cool.
Also has that really cool patriotic finish. You know, super motivated. I love it. Every time I look at this, I just hear America, you know?
Yeah.
Next up, the M600P. This is with the IntelliBeam. So you might have seen last year we launched a single handheld with the IntelliBeam technology.
Oh, that doesn't come off.
No, I can grab one of these though and demo so you can see it.
Yeah, sure.
So this is also a new product. It's a Fury IntelliBeam, the 9-volt version, so 1,000 lumen high output and a 15 lumen low. But I'll show you what the IntelliBeam technology does. It has a sensor that automatically detects how much light is bouncing back into the sensor, so it constantly adjusts. So over 2,000 settings, it can go real low as you get closer, and as it gets further, it'll get even brighter. We've incorporated that same technology into our weapon lights, and the reason being is, you know, there's certain part of the shooting industry that wants all the lumens or as much light as you can get for long shots, because the reality is, you know, a lot of times in the urban environments in modern times, you can have like a 100-yard indoor shot, whether it's a Costco active shooter situation,
right,
whatever it may be. If you don't mind, sir, may I see that for 1 second? Thank you very much. So with the weapon light, we have a 200 lumen low minimum and a 600 lumen high. So if you come around a corner and there's a bad guy right there, you at least still have that 200 lumens, plenty of light for you to make a decision, and plenty of light to disorient the bad guy. And then if you have a long shot, it'll dial up to 600 lumens. So you can see it switch over and then go back up. Just saves your eyes if you come around a corner in a short room or maybe run into a mirror. You're not blinding yourself quite as bad as you would be on that full output.
Sure, yeah, you hit like one of those white drywalls and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Reflects back.
Exactly the idea behind it. So, again, those are both the Fury IntelliBeams. New for this year is the 9-volt version with the 1,000 lumen high output. Last year we just launched the single, the P2X version, the 2-battery, with a 600 lumen high. So another option there. And this is the R1 with the IntelliBeam. The R1's been around for a while. It's a very popular law enforcement duty light. Just because of the size and the switchology with it. It's got a bezel switch with the light for writing tickets and whatnot.
And it's rechargeable.
And it's rechargeable lithium ion. You can also drop in regular disposables if you need to. But now we've added the IntelliBeam technology.
So in the recent Steve Fisher class, we were doing the low light, and I was running the P3X on my rifle. It was awesome. That 1,000 lumens, I mean, illuminates just friggin' everything.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
big fan of that.
Yeah, you know, more light, you have more capability for making the proper decision, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So moving forward, we have these are the P2X Furies. You know, not too long ago we converted to the knurled body. So for this year, functionality is basically the same for the Furies, but a little bit more tactile grip and wet weather and whatnot. You have the ability to hang on to it just a little bit better.
And that's nice going back to the knurling. I think that's a nice feature.
Yeah, kind of a throwback to the older design, but you know, seems like the public's been asking for it, and we're trying to deliver. So
Sure.
I'm actually going to step over to what's in my hand.
Yeah.
So this is the Fire Pack. This is brand new. We're launching it here at SHOT Show. First time showing it. There's a SureFire phone case, and then there's the Fire Pack. So a lot of people travel with a lithium-ion rechargeable battery pack to recharge your phone. A lot of people use their phone as a lifeline for obviously contact, but email and all that stuff. So you drain your battery and you can recharge it. Just under 2 charges with this battery pack, but you also have the added capability of a 1500 lumen white light on there. There's 2 10mm faceted reflectors. They're offset, which gives you the ability to, when you mount it to your phone, it fills up the screen completely. So you don't have just a center hot spot with the black on the side. Because they're offset, it fills up completely for bloggers or for even just personal use for filming and taking pictures. It gives you a really nice wide even beam pattern. You can activate it manually when it's off the phone. There's 5 different settings here. Or you can activate it through a Bluetooth app that's on the phone. You can set the output level, and then you can take pictures and video while the phone's on. And
you just download that app and you're good to go.
Correct. It works by Bluetooth. Based on feedback from the show, we're actually going to incorporate also the capability of activating multiples. We've had a lot of feedback from amateur bloggers and whatnot that actually do film with iPhones, and they want the capability to do good lighting setup. So maybe have 3 of these set up in different locations and your ability to activate all of them. So that's really not too hard. Our engineers said we're going to incorporate that into the next version of this app.
Interesting.
So, but as you see here, I can slide this and activate the light.
Slide it right up.
Yep.
Wow.
So
that is pretty bright.
It's ridiculously bright for the size. Yeah, it's a great, beautiful wide beam pattern, fills up the view perfectly, and I think it's super practical. I mean, for those that have the backpacker's mindset, any piece of gear that just does one thing is usually not a good piece of gear, so like that lithium-ion battery. So now you have the added capability of having a really bright flashlight, whether it's for emergency use or photography use. So
cool.
Pretty cool new product. People seem to be receiving it very well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's, I guess what we're seeing is like more IntelliBeam type technology with the handheld lights.
Correct.
And then just whole new product line.
Correct.
For example, with this.
Yeah, we're pushing hard into the more, I wouldn't say EDC, but practical use flashlights just for everybody. So trying to broaden our horizons a bit. On my wrist, you see the new 2211 polymer version. So the 2211 wrist light's been out for a while. Just to go over the idea behind it real quick, it's a hands-free illumination tool that you can have with you at all times. Probably the ideal hands-free illumination tool would be a headlamp. It's my preferred, but you might look a little goofy wearing that every day. So this is something that you can always have with you, and you always have hands-free illumination. You'd be surprised at how often you use it. I was kind of apprehensive about the idea at first, but upon using it, I find myself using it all the time. You have your hands full of boxes, you're going home, you can just slamp it and turn it on. And you can also use it with a firearm. Certain compact firearms that don't have space for a weapon light, this might be a better option than holding a handheld in one hand and a gun in the other. Now you can run both hands on the gun and still have your illumination. That's actually why the bezel is angled slightly outbound, so if you shoot like this, like an isosceles, it's directed downrange, straightforward.
Nice.
It's also
how many lumens is that?
300 on high. So plenty of light to make a decision if you're, taking a shot at night.
Gotcha.
Options for practical use. There's a couple other versions new for this year. There's a 2211 SureFire Signature Series, which is a SureFire branded watch. And there's also the 2211 Luminox with a Luminox branded watch.
Oh, really?
And then there's the 2211 X, which has a 123 regular disposable battery for those that want it, be able to swap batteries in the field. Just more options available. So.
Nice.
Yeah, these ones, just in case I didn't mention, are lithium-ion rechargeable via micro USB on the rear of the unit. So.
Nice. And is that all for the lights? Are there more lights? Or I know that you wanted to mention something about the sound suppressor technology.
Yeah, we can step over in a little bit to the suppressor section.
Yeah.
I think this rounds out most of the new stuff for the lights this year.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go step over and talk about the suppressors.
Let's talk about cans, because cans are cool. So now let's talk a little bit about some sound suppressors, because everyone likes cans.
Definitely, definitely. So we'll start out with what's in my hands, I suppose. This is the 300 SPS. It's obviously intended for 300 blackout, but you can use it just about on everything. It works very well with 556, 308,
And it gives you that versatility of having one can for multiple missions.
Correct.
Quote unquote.
So the way our adapters work, we can pull one over here. Our 556 adapters can fit a 7.62 can, but not the other way around. So you can't accidentally put the wrong can on the bigger caliber. You can't put a 556 can on a 7.62 gun.
Right.
So because this is a 308 size can or a 300 blackout, you can go down, put it on your 556 gun just fine. So you just need to get adapters for your guns, and you can put it on gun to gun. It is one of the quietest in the market currently with subsonic. I believe it's just over 121 decibels, around that, which is ridiculously quiet. On Monday night we were shooting them, and the crowd was really impressed with how quiet they are. It's pretty ridiculous. Just demo the fast attach method, give it a little twist, and then you tighten the ring, and you're on. To take it off, you just push the button, spin it, and lift it off.
Doesn't get much simpler than that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Step into the war comp real quick. This is a newer adapter for us. So our SF3P, which is our 3-prong flash hider, it's very popular. Military uses our flash hider as well. It works really, really good, but it doesn't really give you any capability as far as muzzle rise mitigation, or doesn't really do anything that a muzzle brake does. So this kind of gives you some added capabilities in that it reduces your muzzle rise. It doesn't do anything for recoil reduction, but the gun's...
It's also only a 5.56. So.
Correct. So, and we do make these for 7.62, but the big advantage is that it keeps the muzzle completely flat.
Right.
And you still retain like 99% of the flash hiding capabilities. So we have some videos, some low light footage, some high speed camera footage of how it works compared to a normal flash hider, and it's pretty much the same. So we're very excited about this. I expect this is going to be adopted by some big organizations very soon.
Nice.
And so yeah, I have one on my gun. I think if you have a fighting gun, this is the adapter to go with. Muzzle brakes are still great for competition use, but you're going to get a lot of flash out of them. So
as far as indexing, does it come with a crush washer, or does it come with sleeve spacers?
It comes with shims. So it comes with shims and a timing wheel and a crush washer, or actually no, a beveled spacer. But so yeah, you put the bevel spacer on. You see where you're at when you put the adapter on. Hold up your timing wheel, and then you can see how many spacers.
Takes a little bit of the guesswork out.
Yeah, exactly. The spacers are all colored, and then the thicknesses of each color is on the timing wheel. So you take a look. Oh, I'm right here. I need to add a red and green. Put it on.
Boom in there.
Yeah, tighten it on. So
nice.
And it comes with rock set as well.
Nice. Having timed a lot of those, it can be a pain in the butt. So it's nice that it actually comes with a timing wheel.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty hard to mess up. So moving on, this is brand new for this year. This is the Rider 9 modular. So the Rider 9 was our 9mm titanium suppressor. It's been a big hit last year. So we stepped it up and done one thing further, which is added a removable section to the front. So you see this line right here. If you want, for whatever reason, if you want a shorter overall length, maybe a little bit more maneuverability, maybe depending on your holster, a little bit shorter draw stroke, you can remove the front 2 baffle sections and then just put the end plate back on here.
Nice.
Sound is affected, obviously. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But we found that with the full-size gun, it's still right on that hearing safe threshold. Obviously much better than shooting an unsuppressed gun. Great option to have, especially if you might be bouncing it back and forth between like a 9mm carbine where you don't need that extra length because you already have a longer barrel.
Right.
Just added capabilities to the already great suppressor. Touch on the 9, again, titanium construction. You can completely take it apart. It comes with a takedown tool, so you can take the baffle out, clean it all, and then put it back together.
So it's user serviceable, essentially.
Correct.
Can I feel the weight?
Go for it.
That's pretty light.
It is. It's very, very
wow.
light. So
that's pretty friggin' light. Everything is this shot show's about lightweight, and for someone that has everything that's really heavy, this is really nice.
Exactly.
It's refreshing.
Exactly.
Cool.
So we're very excited about that. A couple new products as far as the SOCOM series. I can just touch on it real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
So SOCOM has gone to the RC2 suppressors. Just some refinements in the internal construction and how it's built. We've made it a little bit stronger. Changed the front plate design. Also for strength, we've improved the blowback by having a vented blast baffle system. And also the first round flash, we were able to reduce it even more a little bit. Again, that's one of the reasons we won the SOCOM contract initially, which was a big deal for us. So, yeah, again, one of the best suppressors on the market. Yeah, take a look.
Nice. I love that QD attachment method.
Yeah.
That's just awesome.
Doesn't get much more simple than that. And again, the biggest advertising point for our suppressors is the minimal impact shift and the repeatable impact shift. So when you put this on your gun and you zero it, you can take the can off and put it back on. It's going to hit exactly where it did before.
Nice.
And the shift from unsuppressed to suppressed is extremely minimal. We're one of the few companies that test fires absolutely every suppressor that we make.
Oh, really?
Yes. and we keep every target for every suppressor that we make. So if it doesn't pass QC, the suppressor is either trashed if it can't be fixed, and we'll scrap it and build another one. So every suppressor has to meet the minimum standards. They're shot at a 100-yard range on a computer-controlled target. It should be under 1 MOA, and it should be under 1 inch of shift. And that's how we keep the high standards that we do.
Nice, and that's why you're paying a premium, is because it goes through all that rigorous.
Correct. There's a ton of QC,
testing.
And that's how the high tolerances between the adapters and the suppressors. It's very few people can pull it off, and that's how we keep that minimal impact shift and repeatable impact shift.
Nice. Any other thoughts on new products as far as sound suppressors, or is that pretty much?
There's a lot of new stuff. I mean, we could sit here all day, but
yeah,
just to briefly go over it, I mean, we have the Genesis suppressors, which are thread-on cans. That's somewhat new. We debuted them last year, but we've since upgraded to the RC2 style. 338 tie suppressor, we showed that as well last year, but it's really exciting can just because it's super, super light for how big it is. It's a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, going to that titanium material is pretty impressive as far as weight reduction goes.
Yeah, for 9 and for the pistol caliber, and for 338, where you're not putting a tremendous round count through it, you can definitely get away with it. On the 5.56, 7.62 guns, where it might be a little bit more abused, we use high temp alloys in the 5.56 and 7.62 RC2s, and then the 300 SPS stainless. So.
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much, Andrew, for all that information. Ton of information there, guys. You may have to watch it twice, but my God, what a great product line. You can see that they're really pushing the envelope as far as sound suppression technology and lights, and SureFire is the name in the game. So
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for stopping by. Thank you.
All right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and go below and like it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next 2016 SHOT Show video.